Quentin Whitwell is going to give us a few excerpts from If About Whiskey, and followed by your opportunity to go around the corner and get one of the very few last remaining first edition copies. So, Quentin, entertain us.
All right, thank you, Lee. I appreciate it. I can't tell you how overwhelmed.
Here's Ginger. She was standing behind me.
The greater half.
She is the greater half behind the man and the book. So, excuse me, I didn't even get out of the way.
Thanks, Lee. Thank y'all for having us, and thank all of y'all for being here and hosting the party and kicking off what I hope is something really exciting for Jackson and for the South. I've had this harebrained idea for a long time that I was going to write a book, and kept outlining it, kept noodling it, and kept realizing that nobody really wanted to hear about anything that ever happened in my life, although I wanted for some reason to share it. And Ginger's like, Quentin, that's kind of weird. You're like wanting to tell everybody about you, So I said, okay, well maybe one day I'll get my own story. So we were at the debate in Oxford, and I saw what I would say is Oxford's finest moment with Barack Obama and John McCain debating there. I knew I had the perfect story. Someone said you write what you know, that's what I know, but it's not just about Oxford or Ole Miss, it's a Southern story. And one of the things that I'm most excited about is that this book is a celebration of the South. It is not, someone said, well, I hear you cut down sororities or whatever. No, it's not a cut down of sororities, it's a celebration of sororities and fraternities. And, but it's also truthful, and it's also admits the paradoxes and the dilemmas that people in the South deal with. So the two main questions I get are, number one, why the title? And having grown up Southern Baptist, I get that a lot. This book is not about drinking or drinking games, although some of that does happen in the book. But this book is the title refers to the metaphor that Soggy Sweat actually made famous. He's a Mississippi legislator from the 1950s when he delivered on the House floor when there was a debate about whether or not they should repeal Prohibition. And yes, I did say 54. We were about 20 years behind the times in terms of the repeal of Prohibition. We actually did not repeal it for another decade. But he fully and wholeheartedly embraced being both for and against the repeal of Prohibition of whiskey at the same time. And I'm going to provide you a little bit of entertainment in just a minute by offering my own rendition of that speech, which I hope you find amusing and can mock me for many years to come for doing. But Anna Nemus, the main character in this book, she finds herself in what I am coining an if by whiskey moment. And that is that she, being a northerner who has enough southern connections to come to Ole Miss and be a sorority girl, she is a bit of a fish out of water and is very much on the track toward being editor of the campus newspaper, which we all know as the Daily Mississippian. And Anna is very much one of those type of girls that aspires to great things, but she also has a lot of fun with her sorority sisters, and they tend to influence her in ways that don't help her future successes. And so she had already written one article, which you'll read about and be like, oh Lord, I can't believe we put that in there. But it was funny, and it was actually an adaptation from a girl from Ole Miss that actually did write an article similar to that. And then she wrote this other article where, under the influence of her sorority sisters, she declares the debate a historic bore. And this is because they said that what happened at the Burgundy Room after the debate was much more historic than the actual debate itself. Well, you can imagine that got her in a lot of trouble, and with administrators and different groups, and I created some pretty fun groups, and I hope you enjoyed reading about them. And she clarifies her article later in the third section, and then the article spins off from there. The whole book spins off from there into a wild twist that hopefully makes Animal House look tame. It was so vivid in its imagination, and utilizes the Grove and Vaught Hemingway Stadium for a triumphant finish. In the middle of this book is a second story. She does an interview, and she interviews a whiskey drinking lobbyist in his 30s who lives in Jackson and goes to D.C. a lot. I don't know if you know any of those around here. If I had a mirror, I might could see one, but